The Minneapolis Institute of Art. Courtesy the Minneapolis Institute of Art. The Minneapolis Institute of Art, or MIA, announced today that it is launching the first-ever Center for Empathy and the Visual Arts within an art museum. The institution will collaborate with scholars, philosophers, artists, and colleagues at other museums to explore best practices to foster compassion and enhance related emotional skills. Funded by a $750,000 grant from the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation, the 5-year project aims to build empathy in order to effect positive social change. Commenting on the initiative, director Kaywin Feldman said, "A visitor to our museum has the opportunity to experience works of art made over the course of some 5,000 years, from every corner of the globe. One of the most meaningful aspects of this encounter is the awareness it can awaken of a common humanity, an immediate sense of connection between the viewer and someone who may have lived in a very different time and place." Thanks to the Mellon Foundation, we're proud to take the lead with partners across the country in studying how to spark and nurture empathy through the visual arts, so that MIA and all art museums can contribute even more toward building a just and harmonious society. The first phase of this initiative kicked off in October, when MIA invited experts in the social sciences, empathy research, virtual reality, and neuroscience fields, in addition to museum curators and directors, artists, and educators, to discuss empathy and the Art Museum at the University of California, Berkeley, a partner in the research project. More aesthetic experiences in viewing a painting, sculpture, photograph, or dance, or in music, are sources of awe and wonder, said Dr. Keltner, a professor of psychology at the University of California, Berkeley. They enable us to solve a complex mystery, to understand what our fellow humans think and feel. For these reasons, the museum may be one of the great catalysts of human empathy and compassion. That possibility is the focus of MIA's new scientific initiative with UC Berkeley and the Greater Good Science Center. During the initiative's second phase, the center will put together a guide for museum educators and curators that will inform them on how to best use their collections to foster empathy among their own visitors. In addition to the launch of the Center for Empathy and the Visual Arts, the museum also announced that it received a $520,000 grant from the Ford Foundation and the Walton Family Foundation. The grant will fund the museum's ongoing inclusion, diversity, equity, and accessibility IDEA initiative, which will pay for a new fellowship program for college students who are historically underrepresented. The museum will collaborate with Twin Cities colleges and other organizations to recruit candidates of culturally diverse backgrounds. MIA will also use the grant money to expand its current Native American Fellowship program. At MIA, we believe that embracing diversity as a core value, not just as a program, will bring more voices, perspectives, and experiences to the field and its practice. Feldman said, "Within the next decade, we hope to see a significant impact on young leadership in the museum field." Les Joseph V. Melio. Photo Jesse Winter. The New York Dance and Performance Awards, known as the Bessies, announced today that Joseph V. Melio, the executive producer of the Brooklyn Academy of Music BAM, is the recipient of the 2018 Bessies Presenter Award for Outstanding Curating. His accomplishments will be celebrated at the Bessies Presenters Gathering at La Mama on Sunday, January 14, 2018. The Bessie committees wanted to recognize Joe Melio for his visionary curation for more than 3 decades, said Bessie's executive director Lucy Sexton. Joe has made sure dance has a place on the stages of BAM, from the Grand Howard Gilman Opera House to the adventurous Harvey Theatre to the intimate space at the Fisher. He has brought so many international choreographers to New York City and lifted up generations of American dance artists on the world stage. We are thrilled to be honoring him with this award. Melio, who has been the executive producer at BAM since 1999, is responsible for its artistic direction. During his tenure, the Academy has expanded its programming, increased its audience attendance, and launched initiatives such as the Bridge Project, a 3-year series of international theater engagements, and Dance Motion USASM, a cultural diplomacy and exchange program that partners with the U.S. Department of State. Previously, Melio served as BAM's producing director, following a 6-year tenure as founding director of the Next Wave Festival. Previously, Melio served as BAM's producing director and as founding director of the Next Wave Festival, more established in 2017. The award for outstanding curating recognizes an individual or curatorial team who has presented work in the New York City area that positively impacted the dance and performance field. The inaugural award was given to Judy Hussier-Taylor, the executive director and chief curator of Dance Space Project. Les Louis Manilow. Photo. The Chicago Sun-Times celebrated arts patron, Louis Manilow died on Tuesday, December 12, at the age of 90. He is remembered as an important supporter of cultural institutions in Chicago. Manilow helped establish the city's Museum of Contemporary Art, where he endowed a curatorship position, donated a variety of works, and served as the president from 1976 to 1981. Kara Walker, Sharon Neshat, and Kerry James Marshall are just some of the artists whose works Manilow and his wife, Susan, have brought into the museum's collection. He also contributed to major Democratic campaigns for former Presidents Barack Obama and Bill Clinton, who awarded him the National Medal of Arts in 2000. Louis Manilow was a driving force behind Chicago cultural anchors including the Goodman Theater and Museum and the Museum of Contemporary Art, a generous philanthropist, and dear friend, Mayor Rahm Emanuel said in a statement. Throughout my career, Lou challenged me to think fresh and new, read great books and question conventional wisdom. Manilow was born in an orphanage in 1927. He was adopted a year later by well-known Chicago developer Nathan Manilow and his wife Minette. He earned his bachelor's degree from the University of Chicago, and then received a law degree from Harvard University. Shortly after graduation, he moved to New York City to produce Sean O'Casey's play, Purple Dust. However, his wife told Bob Goldsboro of the Chicago Tribune that he quickly realized this was not his path. More upon returning to Chicago, Manilow worked as assistant state attorney for Cook County. He also launched a small theater company which set the precedent for much of his life's work, which seemed to balance business and beauty. If he could not work in the arts, he would find a way to support them. Later on, he worked in private practices, where he fought for his father's real estate ventures, like building the Park Forest suburb, and advanced his career as both a lawyer and real estate developer. Combining all his skills and interests, Manilow first pitched the idea to revitalize the North Loop neighborhood and improve its nightlife through what is now known as the Chicago Theater District. He was an absolute believer in the power of the creative spirit and the power of art. Susan Manilow told the Chicago Sun-Times. Less Printed Matter's LA Book Fair, 2017. Photo. Printed Matter. Printed Matter announced today that it will not hold the 2018 edition of its LA Art Book Fair. The organization cited the unavailability of the Geffen Contemporary Art, the Museum of Contemporary Art Los Angeles, and the sudden death of Fair curator Shannon Michael Cain as the reasons for the cancellation. Over the years, the LA Art Book Fair has grown to become one of the art publishing world's largest gatherings, a community-driven celebration of innovation and creativity, as well as a rich educational forum for engaging with all facets of art book publishing. Executive Director Max Schumann said in a statement, "We are greatly disappointed that we are unable to mount the fair in 2018. He added that the fair will return in 2019 with renewed energy. Founded in 2013, Printed Matter's LA Art Book Fair welcomes approximately 40,000 book lovers, collectors, artists, and arts professionals over the course of its 4 days, and provides a full schedule of public programming that ranges from panel discussions, readings, sound performances, and interactive workshops to curated exhibitions. The event prides itself in its ability to host independent presses, commercial distributors, rare book dealers, university presses, zine makers, leading gallery and print, photo book publishers and activist collectives, under one roof. The future of Towner Gallery, a leading regional UK arts space, is in jeopardy due to a proposed 50% cut in funding by the Eastbourne Borough Council (EBC). As Towner's biggest stakeholder, EBC currently invests $818,000 every year. EBC has proposed an initial reduction of $266,000 in April 2018, followed by incremental cuts in subsequent years. As a result of the proposed cuts, Towner's board chair, David Dimbleby, said, "We could lose 6 out of 10 exhibitions a year, as well as our award-winning learning program, putting at risk everything that Towner stands for," according to BBC, the council said that this is the first time it has reduced financial support to the gallery. A council spokesman said that this year the council's budget was also slashed by the government, more in addition to its exhibition program. Towner said its learning and outreach initiatives, which worked with over 10,000 people, including 70 schools and 8,000 children from Eastbourne and across East Sussex last year, would also be at risk. The loss of the program would have a profound impact, particularly due to the fact that arts subjects are no longer requisite in the national curriculum, it said in a statement. The gallery also provides support and creative development for vulnerable groups, including adults and children with mental health conditions and people living with dementia and memory loss. Nearly 150,000 people visit the gallery each year, Les Dalet Matat-Yahu. Photo Tomer Appelbaum. The Tel Aviv Museum of Art announced that it has appointed Dalet Matat-Yahu its new curator of Israeli art. She will take up the post in May, when Ellen Ginton, who has been served as the institution's senior curator of Israeli art since 1987, retires. Matat-Yahu said she was delighted, anxious, and excited to take part in the processes of thought and definitions about Israeli art. She added, "I believe in the power of the past and present art community to create a dialogue that begins with self-appraisal, and continues with action." Born in Jerusalem in 1969, Matat-Yahu has worked as an associate curator in the Department of Prints and Drawings at the museum since 2010. She curated exhibitions such as Yifat Bezalel Tehillah 2017, Talush Rootless 2016, and Objective Joseph Albers, Oren Hoffman 2014. Commenting on the appointment, Dorin Rabina, the museum's chief curator, said, Dalet has a strong affinity to the written word and original perceptions of the visible. These will offer Tama a fresh, fearless, and responsible touch with Israeli art. Neon Curatorial Award 2017 winner Katerina Avatenio, with Whitechapel director Ivana Blazwick, Neon founder Dimitris Daskalopoulos, Neon director Alina Kunturi, and the 2017 judging panel. Photo Rosie Kennedy. Courtesy Neon and Whitechapel Gallery. The Whitechapel Gallery in London has announced that Katerina Avataneo has won the 2017 Neon Curatorial Award, an annual prize established by the Gallery and Neon, a non-profit organization in Athens, in 2012. The award recognizes curatorial excellence and gives each winner the opportunity to devise an exhibition proposal drawing from the Daskalopoulos collection, which includes over 500 contemporary artworks by 220 international and Greek artists. Avataneo was selected for her exhibition proposal, and Yet They Are Knocking at the Door, which shares its title with a short story written by the Italian author Dino Buzzati in 1942. Bringing together works from 13 artists, including Giovanni Anselmo, Mona Hatoum, Jenny Holzer, Cindy Sherman, Rebecca Warren, and Rachel White read the exhibition, which addresses notions of human existential anxiety, death, paradox, and fate, will be staged in the Hepworth Wakefield Gallery and will be accompanied by a publication chaired by Naya Yakomaki, curator and head of curatorial studies at Whitechapel. The judging panel comprised Ben Eastham, editor of the White Review, Nadia Schneider-Willen, collections curator at Migros, Zurich, and Tina Sotiriadi, an independent curator at HS Projects. More for this year's award. Proposals were submitted by curators from Greece, as well as students and alumni from the following master's programs: curating the contemporary, London Metropolitan University, and Whitechapel Gallery curating the art museum, Courtauld Institute of Art curating contemporary art, Royal College of Art and curating, Goldsmiths College. Commenting on the winning proposal, the judging panel called the exhibition poetic, innovative, and well-articulated. Her departure point is evocative of the social, political, and environmental contemporary realities we face, while the selection of artists and the choice of the Hepworth Wakefield Gallery as venue are sensitive and precise. Avataneo brings together celebrated and lesser-known works in ways that would create a compelling exhibition. Lest the Venice Biennale announced today that Ralph Rugoff, the director of the Hayward Gallery in London, will be the artistic director of the 58th edition of the exhibition, which will run from May 11, 2019 until November 24. The Venice Biennale is the oldest and most prestigious exhibition of its kind internationally, and I am really looking forward to taking on this new challenge alongside next year's momentous reopening of the Hayward Gallery and upcoming exhibition program, Rugoff said in a statement. Rugoff first joined the Hayward Gallery in 2006. During his tenure there, he curated exhibitions such as The Infinite Mix 2016, Invisible Art About the Unseen 19,572,012 and The Human Factor, The Figure in Contemporary Sculpture 2014, and organized solo presentations by various artists including Ed Rutschke, Jeremy Deller, Karsten Holler, and Tracy Emin. He also served as curator of the 13th Lion Biennale in 2015 and the director of the CCA Wattis Institute for Contemporary Arts at the California College of the Arts in San Francisco from 2000 to 2006. A prolific writer, Rugoff has penned articles for publications such as Artforum, Frieze, Parquet, and The Los Angeles Times, and has contributed essays to books on artists such as Mike Kelly, David Hammonds, Roni Horn, Luke Tuymans, and Paul McCarthy. The appointment of Ralph Rugoff confirms the Biennale's primary goal, to qualify the exhibition as a place of encounter between the visitors, the art, and the artists, Biennale President Paolo Baratta said. An exhibition engaging the viewers directly with the artworks in such a way that memory, the unexpected, the possible, provocation, the new and the different can stimulate their visions, their minds and their emotions, and offer them the opportunity for a direct experience. Alison Cole. Photo Alison Cole. The Art newspaper, an online and paper publication founded in 1990, announced today that Alison Cole has been appointed its new editor. Cole is an arts consultant, historian, and journalist who has previously worked as the Executive Director of Advocacy and Communications at Arts Council England, Executive Director of Communications and Publications at the Art Fund, and as editor of Art Quarterly magazine. Cole has written features and arts criticism for a number of publications, including The Independent and The Arts Desk. Her latest books are Michelangelo the Tao de Tondo Royal Academy, 2017 and Art, Pleasure and Power Italian Renaissance Courts Lawrence King, 2016. Cole also spearheaded the digital arts channel The Space, produced by Ace and the BBC, and is assisting Henny Talks with the creation of a new art history digital platform, fashioned after TED Talks. She has a Master of Philosophy and Medieval Studies from London University's Warburg Institute. Installation view of Stedelijk Base, the Stedelijk Museum's new presentation of its permanent collection. Courtesy the Stedelijk Museum. The Stedelijk Museum in Amsterdam revealed today a major rehang of its collection of modern and contemporary art. The institution partnered with AMO architect Rem Koolhaas, who says the Stedelijk shaped his sense of aesthetics, and exhibition designer Federico Martelli to reconfigure its presentation of about 700 works by artists such as Piet Mondrian, Roy Lichtenstein, Gerrit Rietveld, Ed van der Elsken, Marlene Dumas, and Yayoi Kusama. Dubbed Stedelijk Base, the arrangement of the works incorporates new architectural elements. Only 180 tons of steel were used to create thin freestanding walls, which are positioned to help create thematic zones of related artworks. Commenting on the layout, Koolhaas, who has visited the museum since he was 12, said, "We did not want to create a rigid circuit for visitors. They'll have the freedom to explore in different directions, and choose their own route, as adventurous as circulation through any city." Margaret Shavemaker, the head of collections and research at the Stedelijk Museum, who was jointly responsible for the selection of works and their presentation, said, "Stedelijk Base is our way of making the collection relevant today, in the 21st century. The presentation is crammed with surprising connections and associations, and also offers a clear chronology. This way visitors will always know which period of art history they have entered." Maury divided over two spaces. Stedelijk Base displays art from 1880 to 1980 in its lower-level gallery and art after 1980 on the first floor of the museum's new wing, designed by architect Mels Crowell, which opened in 2012. Connecting the two floors is Barbara Kruger's untitled 1985 wall wrap, a site-specific piece made especially for the Stedelijk, which incorporates confrontational and emotionally charged statements about what people think of each other. A program of temporary exhibitions will now be staged in the space where the permanent collection used to hang, known as the bathtub. The idea to move the permanent collection originated with former director Beatrix Ruff, who stepped down earlier this year amid controversy over her art consultancy. Less